Hi crafters, welcome to Kingdom Crochet. I'm Kirsty and today I am going to teach you how to make these adorable little pumpkins. We're going to turn them into a garland to hang for the harvest season. So you'll have, if you've bought the kit from me or if you've bought the pattern, you will have the information to make these pumpkins as well as the leaves that'll go from them. If you have the kit from me, you will have all the supplies you need. So you'll have the yarn for the pumpkins, the orange and the brown, and you'll also have this beautiful sage, dark sage, woodsy green that goes along for the leaves as well, and twine, and all the stuff that you'll need to make a garland. So for now, I'm going to put these up over here, and we're going to get the rest of our things from our kit. You should have a 4mm hook, also a G hook if you just have the pattern and didn't buy the kit, and a stitch marker. Now, if you've never done anything with a stitch marker before, this is a good time to use it because in this one you're going to be working in a round. Not quite like when we did the blob balls. If you've ever done my blob ball, they're really fun. It's a really fun kit to buy because you also have a stress ball that comes with it. But for this round, you don't start with a magic ring. You're going to start with a chain, and then you're going to do your single crochet along one side of the chain, put a whole bunch at the end, and then you're going to turn and do single crochet on the other side of the chain, and it just goes around and around like that. So in this pattern, you're going to do single crochet, you're going to do half double crochet, you're going to do double crochet, and not only that, you're going to learn how to work in the back loops only. So you have these front little lines, these grooves that make it kind of give it that, you know, those bumps that pumpkins have. The grooves, kind of like I said earlier. So you're going to learn how to do that. If you don't know or aren't comfortable with these stitches yet, you need to go over to my tutorials for the basics over at Kingdom Crochet on YouTube, over to my channel, and I will have all of that ready for you there. So you can go ahead and go there if you need to get started with that. If you are ready to go, then let's get going. Oh, I have some leftover chalk on my hands from my kids earlier. Okay. Let's get started. You're going to take your orange, your burnt orange color, and do a loose slip knot. I'll do it one more time. Again, if you're not sure how to do a slip knot, I have the basics tutorials over on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to hold the tail in one hand, make a little loop, but the part that's on top, this part is connected to the rest of my ball of yarn called a skein, okay? And then I want to go take my fingers through that loop and pull up just the part that's connected to the skein. I'm not going to pull it too tight because the way I like to do it, I like to leave it loose so I can count that as a stitch. I can put a stitch in there and it makes things neat and tidier. I don't have these extra knots and bumps. Okay, so we are going to start with 7 more chains. We're going to count this as one chain, this loose slip knot. I'm going to do 7 more. I'm going to wrap my yarn around my hook. I like to go from the top to the bottom. That way it kind of grabs it in the hook right here. And do 7 more. Pull it through the loop on my hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I should have a total of 8. 1. I like to count over on this side. It's just easier for me to see than trying to count on these little bumps. So I know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I need 8. Oh, that's why I didn't count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Okay. I'm not going crazy. We have 8 chains. Now it's time for round 1. For round 1, you are going to do an increase. An increase just means that you are growing. You are increasing how much your yarn is covering. You're increasing your stitches, okay? So we're going to skip this first chain that's next to the hook. Go into this next one. We're going to increase, which means we're going to put 2 in 1 stitch. Here's the chain that I'm going through. I have 2 loops on the top and 1 on the back. It's like a braid. It's like a normal braid, okay? Yarn over, pull through just the chain, not everything on my hook, okay? Then yarn over again, pull through both loops. That's 1 single crochet. But remember, we are increasing right now, so I want to put 2 in there. Let's do 1 more in that same loop. Yarn over, pull up like that. Yarn over, pull through both the loops on your hook. I like to keep my hook part down, the part that grabs it, because if I go through like this, it's easy to catch on everything else, but if I go through like this, it's easy to pop straight out. And I'd rather not get caught up on everything. There's enough in life that I get caught up on. I don't need to get caught up in my yarn too. Okay, so there's our 1 increase. Now we're going to do 5 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. 1, oh, 2. If you have trouble finding which stitch you go into next, look for the one you're already in and just jump down 1. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that beautiful braid right there. Okay. 5. And now we're at the end here. I made that a bit too tight. Let's see if I can loosen it up. We're going to put 4 stitches in this. This is going to help us turn the project. 4 stitches in this last chain here. Get this tail out of the way. Okay, here we go. 1. Go back into the same spot. 2. And this is why you don't want to make them too tight. 3. You won't be able to push your hook into there. 4. Okay. Now we're going to work on the back side of the chain, which is just this one last little loop. I like to do it wrap the tail around. Well, not wrap the tail around. I like lay the tail down and I pretend that it's part of the chain that I'm going through, and it ends up being wrapped up in the stitch that I'm doing, so I don't have to weave it in later. We're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving around a lot. Okay, there's 5 single crochets. The exact same as the other side. I like to call this technique the mirror technique. It's symmetrical. That means one side is exactly the same as the other, which means that here where we put 2 single crochets in one, we did 1 increase. We're going to do it again. We're going to put 2 in here if I can get my hook through. 1, 2. Good, good, good. And then we're going to do a slip stitch right here into this first stitch to connect everything together. And that's round 1, all done. After you've got that slip stitch in there though, let's put in stitch marker, because sometimes you will get distracted. Sometimes you have to go and do something and be responsible and drop your crochet and go be responsible. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you have a slip stitch, or not a slip stitch, you have a stitch marker here that tells you this was my last stitch from the row that I just did. And I know that I did round 1, so now I'm on to round 2, and I know exactly where I'm at. All right, round 2, we're going to work now in the back loops only. Let me show you what that means. You have the 2 parts of the braid up here. We're going to leave this front loop alone. We're going to work in these back loops over here. We're going to do half double crochet, which means you're going to do a yarn over before you go into your stitch. Then going in through that back loop only, pull up another loop. So that means yarn over and pull through the stitch, not through everything. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Okay. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Don't make them too tight. I made mine a bit tight. Let's loosen it up. There we go. Do it looser than I did, okay, kids? Okay, folks, here we go. Now we need to do an increase, which means we put 2 in 1 stitch. So here we go again. Yarn over, go through that same stitch, pull up a loop. So I have 3 loops, and I'm going to pull through the 3 loops. Really, I am. There we go. That's 1 increase. We're going to do an increase in the next one as well. Okay. And now, after your 2 increases, you're going to keep working in those back loops only and do 5 half double crochets. 1, 2. Let me show you something here. Do you see how it's a little fuzzy right there? My yarn splits. Sorry that the screen is also a bit fuzzy. Let's see if I can focus this better. There you go. It's because my hands move around so much. But I can't stop that. I'm crocheting. That's just how it works. I lost count. Let's see. There's 2 and 1, so that's my increase. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 4, 5. Now I'm going to do 2 increases. 1 here and 1 here. An increase for the next 2 stitches. So here's 1 increase for this stitch, and here's 1 increase for this stitch. Oh, it's getting blurry on me again. I'm moving around too much. There we go. Then I'm going to slip stitch, not in the back loop. I'm going to slip stitch through all of it. Okay, let's see. One slip stitch. Now we're doing that mirror technique again. So in that same spot where you did the slip stitch, put in, excuse me, 1/2 double crochet increase. The slip stitch just gives it a little tightness down at the bottom. And a bit of a dip. If I were to not do the slip stitch there, it would just be a perfect oval almost. And that's not the shape of a pumpkin, right? Pumpkins come in all shapes and sizes, and very much like people. Each of them's different. Each of them is unique. They all have different flavors and colorings and shapes. Maybe even different jobs, because I certainly wouldn't want to use one kind of pumpkin to make, oh, come on, get this through, pumpkin pie. Whereas I might take another type of pumpkin. Like, let's say I take an acorn squash. That's not really a pumpkin, but it's a hard squash like a pumpkin is. I'm not going to make a pie out of that. I'm going to make soup out of that. They have different jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my other 5. All right, and then 2 half double crochet increases, always working the back loops. Pull up some more yarn. All right. 1, 2. And again, I'm going to slip stitch here where my stitch marker is. Slip stitch. Nice. I'm going to move my stitch marker so I know and I won't get lost. There. Next round we're on to is round 3. And it's also the last round. Okay, we're now on to round 3, which means that we are going to do double crochet. Let's do our increase. 1 increase. 2. And then do 7 regular double crochets in the back loops only, down the side of your pumpkin. This is the last round for the pumpkin. It can go by pretty quickly. And if you're not able to get it done quickly, that's fine, because you have your stitch marker in that shows you where you've stopped. So that's 7. Let's count 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now we do 2 increases again. Here's 1, 2, and now 3 slip stitches. 1, whoops, but I want you to put them in the front, through all of it. I shouldn't say in the front, through all of it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now for the mirror part, double crochet increase, and another double crochet increase, then 7 single crochet. Oh, not single crochet, 7 double crochet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 increase, double crochet increase, right? We're not doing any other stitches, and they're all in the back loop. And let's go ahead and slip stitch 1, slip stitch 2, but for the second slip stitch, let me teach you something. This is an easy way to change colors. We're going to put in a stem right here. So I'm going to bring up my brown, and instead of pulling the orange through like I would for a typical slip stitch, I'm going to pull the brown through. But I want to make sure I have a bit of a tail still. Okay. And to make the stem, I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2, and then I'm going to put 2 double crochet right in that same stitch. 1. Ooh, what am I doing here? Let go. 1, 2. I like to do 1 chain, cut it off, and just pull it through the chain. Makes it nice and tight. All right, let's take off the stitch marker. Don't need it for this project anymore. I'm going to tie the back orange and bottom brown together in a square knot. I'm going to tie it once. I'm going to tie it twice. And since this is a garland, and this is the back of the garland, I'm not going to tuck it in. I think that this will be fine. It'll just be hanging in behind everything. But this does need to be tucked in. Here we go. A good way to tuck the ends of your yarn through is not by going in between each stitch. Go in the middle of a stitch. It's tighter there. It's going to be more difficult for it to become loose. I've even separated my yarn strands into different sections and woven it through. There we go. There's my pumpkin. It's a little wonky, but that is fine because no pumpkin is the same, right? Just like people. All right, so there are our pumpkins. Now, on to the leaf for our garland. Okay, the instructions on the left-hand side will give you everything for the mirror technique, including working backwards. Watch how we do that. But for now, I just want you to start with a slip knot, okay? Just do your basic slip knot, and then we will get everything started. And remember, this is all done in one round. Get your hook in there and chain 8. Well, don't chain 8, chain 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. After you've chained 7, you're going to do... Okay. Okay, after you've chained 7, you should have 8 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoop, look at that. 8. Okay. 8 total chains. You're going to do 2 single crochet in the second chain from your hook. There's the first, here's the second. And just like the pumpkin, we're going to do the mirroring technique here too. So what's on one side will be the same on the other side. Okay, 2 single crochets. Now in the next 2 chains, do a slip stitch. So 1 slip stitch here, pull through everything. Another slip stitch here. Again, pull through everything. Okay, now your next step is to do 3 double crochet in this next chain. So yarn over, let's pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and again, that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and now 3 double crochet. So this will be the pointy end of the leaf. This will be the base, the really broad part. Now we do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. That leaves me with 1 chain on my project now. This is where you're going to learn treble crochet. So single, we've done double, treble meaning 3, so watch this. I've got 1 loop on my hook, 2, 3. You're going to wrap it around twice, then insert it through your chain and pull up another loop. You should have a total of 4 loops on your hook now. Okay, but you start with 3, so that's where treble comes from. Okay, or at least that's how I like to think of it as. That's how I remember it. I have 4 loops on my hook now. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and guess what I'm going to do again? Yarn over, pull through the last 2. Okay, we're going to do 3 treble crochets in this stitch right now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. There are my 3 treble crochets. It is time to start getting ready to do the turn and work on the other side of our leaf. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a slip stitch in that same spot as we've done all of our treble crochet. I like to tuck in the end here so I don't have to worry about it later. Okay, sorry I went off screen there. All I did was pull it through, just a regular slip stitch. Again, 4, just like here, 4 single crochet. No, 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that same spot, here we go, 3 treble crochets. Yarn over 2 times. Let's go through and pull up a loop. Pull through 2. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over twice. Let me slow down again. I'm going to insert into that same hole and pull up another loop. With my 4 loops on my hook, I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. 2, Kirsty. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. And one more time. All right, and that's all in that same space. Here's the mirror, okay? Like same on this side, same on that side, which means these next 2 are going to be the single crochets. 1, 2. This one has the 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Here come the 2 slip stitches. Got to work my way into this one. There it is. 1, 2, 2 single crochets, both in 1 stitch. Almost done. Look at your leaf so far. And then in this very last little bit, we're going to do a slip stitch just to bring it all together. Okay, I'm going to go gather up some pumpkins and leaves and let's make our garland. All you have to do is take your hook through the front to the back or the back to the front and grab your twine and pull it through. This gives it a good sturdiness to it. They're not going to be spinning around on your garland. There we go. Line them up however you want. I like to go every other. But there you have it. There is your pumpkin garland, your harvest garland for October and November. Thanks for joining me.